Usually when we start a deep dive,
Yeah.
I tell you to grab a coffee, get comfortable, maybe pull out a notebook because we're about to throw a lot of data at you. But today I want you to do something a little different. I want you to mentally pack a bag
Okay.
because we are not staying in the present day. We are engaging in a little bit of time travel.
We are indeed. And the beauty of this trip is that we aren't going too far. We aren't going to the next century or, some distant sci-fi future of flying cars and robot butlers.
No, nothing like that.
We are jumping ahead just a few years. We are going to the year 2026.
2026. It's an interesting target, right?
Yeah.
It's just far enough away to feel like a goal, a destination you have to work toward,
Yeah.
but it's close enough to feel tangible,
Yeah.
real. You can
Yeah.
almost touch it.
Yeah.
And specifically, we are looking at a very particular concept that I found fascinating in our source stack today. We're talking about the Power Day.
Right. And Power Day is a term that, it gets thrown around a lot in productivity circles.
All the time.
Usually it means how much can I cram into 12 hours? You see it on YouTube. You see it in blogs. But the source material we are looking at today, it frames it completely differently.
Oh, so.
This isn't about a to-do list. This isn't about time management in the traditional sense. This is about answering a fundamental question. What does a perfect day look like if you are fully confident, focused, and successful?
Exactly. And here's where it gets really interesting for me and why I wanted to dive into this specific material. We're analyzing a guide titled Visualizing Your 2026 Power Day, or more specifically, the module Talk About Your Power Day in 2026.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you look at this source on the surface, just glancing at the cover, it presents itself as a tool for English learners.
It does. It's explicitly designed to help people practice language patterns, grammar, and vocabulary. It looks like a textbook exercise.
But, and this is a massive but, as I was reading through the source material, I realized it is doing double duty. It's a Trojan horse.
Ha! I like that. A Trojan horse.
It's not just teaching you how to speak English. It's a masterclass in mindset. It's a tool for mastering how you think about yourself, effectively rewriting your internal code simultaneously with how you speak.
That's the crucial observation. If you treat this just as a language lesson, you miss the gold. If you look at the mission briefing, so to speak, for this source, it identifies its purpose clearly.
Okay.
Yes, it is for English learners to practice speaking about confidence, success, and habits. But the method it uses is what makes it a deep dive candidate. It uses what it calls a motivating
A
conversation.
motivating conversation. I like that phrasing. It suggests an exchange of energy, not just information.
Right.
It's not a lecture.
Exactly. It is a unique format. The source describes a speaker who isn't just giving grammar rules or, reciting a textbook. Instead, this speaker imagines their ideal high-energy day in the future. They are role-playing their own success in 2026.
So let's unpack this. We have a source that is essentially saying, hey, come with me to 2026. Watch me live my best day. But I have to ask, why that specific date? Why do we think they chose a specific day in 2026? Why not just the future generally? Why not someday?
That is the hook, isn't it? The source is very specific about this. It helps the listener move from abstract dreaming to concrete description. This is a known psychological principle. When you say, I want to be successful in the future, that is abstract. It's vague like a fog. Your brain can't really latch onto it.
It doesn't know what that means.
It doesn't know what to do with someday. But when you say, this is my power day in 2026, you are forced to fill in the pixels.
Right. You have to decide what time you wake up. You have to decide what you're wearing, what the light looks like, what project is on your desk. You have to build the set.
Precisely. The goal, according to the source, is to see the future clearly. And the reason for that, the why behind it, is to build speaking confidence today.
Oh, interesting. So it's a loop.
It's a feedback loop. You visualize the future to feel confident now, and that confidence helps you speak better, which reinforces the vision. It's bridging the gap between who you are and who you want to be, using language as the bridge.
And the tone matters here, too. The source describes the tone of this guide as strong but calm. I love that description.
Me too.
Strong but calm. It's described as being like a mentor guiding you, not a drill sergeant screaming at you to do more push-ups.
And that phrase, strong but calm, is going to come up a lot in this discussion, I think.
It feels central.
It's the anchor of the whole concept. It completely reframes what power looks like.
Okay, so we have our destination, 2026. We have our vehicle, this Power Day visualization. And we have our guide, this strong, calm mentor figure. Let's get into the machinery of how this actually works. Let's look at the psychology behind it.
Let's do it.
The source defines the power day pretty simply as an ideal high-energy day. But I feel like high energy is a trap. It can be misinterpreted so easily.
It can. And it usually is in our current culture, especially in the corporate world or the startup world. When people hear high energy, they think of frantic movement.
Yeah, hustle culture.
They think of drinking 4 espressos, typing at 100 words per minute, running from meeting to meeting, breathless. They think of cortisol.
Right.
But if we look at the emotional state the source aims to evoke, it's completely different. The keywords provided are confident, focused, and successful.
Confident, focused, successful. It's interesting that busy isn't on that list. Fast isn't on that list.
No.
Stressed certainly isn't on that list.
Exactly. And, busy is often a sign of a lack of focus. If you're busy, you're reacting to everything. And this brings us back to that mentor aspect you mentioned. The source acts as a guide to help you visualize your best self. And the key distinction here, and this is something the source emphasizes heavily, is that it's not just about what you do during the day.
Okay, so what is it about?
It is about how you feel while doing it.
That's a subtle but massive shift.
Yeah.
It's the difference between saying, I wrote a report and I felt proud and capable while writing the report.
Exactly.
One is a logistical fact, the other is an emotional reality.
Precisely. And for the learner, or for anyone using this visualization technique, that emotional connection is what makes the memory stick. Neuroscience tells us that emotion is the glue of memory.
Right.
You remember how you felt much longer than you remember what you did. So by attaching these feelings to the future, you're making the future feel like a memory.
A memory of the future. That's a trip. But it makes sense. If you can feel it, your brain starts to treat it as a known quantity. The source actually has a specific instruction that I think adds to this psychological immersion.
What's that?
It says, put on your headphones, listen carefully.
Which implies isolation, focus. It's sensory deprivation from your current reality to allow the new reality to take hold.
It's asking for intimacy.
It is, yeah.
Right. It's saying, block out the world for a minute. Block out the 2024 noise. Block out the traffic, the news, the notifications. And then it invites the listener to talk as if the day is real.
This is the crux of the immersive experience. The source emphasizes that even though this is set in 2026, it is an exercise in presence. You aren't saying, I hope one day I will.
No.
You are practicing the feeling of being there. It's a narrative arc. The source moves the listener through the flow of a single day.
That structure seems really important. It doesn't ask you to visualize your whole career path or your 5-year plan, just one day.
Right.
Why limit it? Why not dream big?
Because a whole life is overwhelming. A 5-year plan is full of variables you can't control.
Pharaoh?
The economy could change, you could move, anything could happen. But a single day? That's concrete. You can wrap your head around a morning, a midday, and an evening.
It's manageable.
It stops the brain from spinning out into what-ifs and keeps you grounded in the visualization. It's manageable. It's a unit of time we all understand perfectly.
Okay, so let's walk through that day. Let's look at the anatomy of this power day, starting right when the alarm goes off.
The morning routine.
The morning routine. The source breaks down the start of the power day with 2 very specific words: confidence and clarity.
Clarity is the word that jumps out at me there. It's such a rare commodity these days.
Why is that? Why does clarity feel so elusive?
Well, think about how most people start their days right now. Often it's with confusion. You wake up, you grab the phone, you scroll social media or headline.
Oh, yeah. Discord.
You're bombarded with other people's priorities, other people's tragedies, other people's successes before you've even set your own intention.
What do I have to do? Where are my keys? I'm running late.
Exactly. There is a mental fog. It is reactive.
Yeah.
But the source suggests that in your power day, you start with clarity. That suggests a lack of confusion, a lack of anxiety. The day begins with intent.
It's proactive, not reactive.
Yeah.
You are happening to the day. The day isn't happening to you.
Yes. You are the author of the morning. You aren't just a character being pushed around by the plot.
And the language it uses is so deliberate. The source uses phrases like, I will wake up, to set the trajectory.
Yes.
It's not, I might wake up, or if I wake up on time. It's, I will.
That definitiveness is part of the psychological priming. If you tell yourself, I will wake up with clarity, you are setting a command for your brain. You are preloading the decision so you don't have to make it when you're groggy.
Ah, so it removes the decision fatigue before the day even starts.
Precisely. And this ties into the language focus section of the source, specifically regarding positive self-talk. The source explicitly mentions positive self-talk expressions as a core component of this exercise.
Okay.
It does. And it explains the function of these expressions very clearly. They are designed to strengthen their mindset. This is where the language learning tool becomes a life coaching tool.
So it's like cognitive behavioral therapy.
It's very close to that logic. Change the language, change the thought, change the behavior.
Can you explain that connection a bit deeper? How does a simple phrase actually strengthen a mindset? Is it just magic words? Or is there something mechanical happening?
It's not magic, it's repetition and identity. Think about the internal monologue you run all day. If that monologue is, I'm so tired, this is going to be hard, I don't want to do this, you are physically priming your body for fatigue. You are telling your brain to shut down resources.
You're creating your own reality.
You are. The source is trying to shift the user from a reactive state, I hope today goes well, to a proactive state. By describing the morning routine with words like confidence and clarity, you are rewriting the script. You are practicing the identity of someone who wakes up strong.
So you're not just practicing English grammar, you're practicing the grammar of success.
In a manner of speaking, yes. You are rehearsing the role of your future self until the role becomes the reality.
It's fake it till you make it, but internalized.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've woken up, we have clarity, we haven't looked at Instagram yet, we're feeling confident.
A miracle in itself.
Right? Now we have to actually do stuff. We have to go to work. Let's move the timeline to the middle of the day.
The productivity and work section. This is where the rubber meets the road.
The source describes this phase as involving productive habits and focused work, which, again, sounds standard. Every self-help book says that.
Sure.
But then there is this phrase that stopped me in my tracks. It felt contradictory at first, considering we're talking about a power day.
I think I know which one you're talking about.
Calm decision-making.
Yes. That is the key differentiator.
Right. Because usually when I think of a power day, or when I see those hustle culture videos online with the techno music, it's all about intensity.
Crushing it.
It's about crushing it. It's about speed. It's about answering emails while on the treadmill. But the source pairs strong with calm.
It's a very deliberate contrast. High energy usually implies frantic activity, like a hamster on a wheel. But here, the source suggests that true power, the kind of power you want in 2026, is controlled. It's the difference between a chaotic storm, which is high energy but destructive and messy, and a focused laser, which is high energy but precise.
Calm decision-making.
Yeah.
It sounds so pleasant, but is it realistic? Can you really be high-powered and calm?
I think it implies mastery. Think about a surgeon. A surgeon is high-performing, high-stakes, high-energy focus.
Yeah.
But if they are frantic, if they are rushing,
That's bad. That's very bad.
that's dangerous. That's when mistakes happen. Mastery is calm. If you are frantic, you are reacting to problems. If you are making calm decisions, you are in control of the situation.
Okay.
It suggests that in this vision of 2026, you aren't overwhelmed by your work. You are handling it. You have the bandwidth.
You're surfing the waves, not drowning in it.
Exactly. You're positioning yourself above the chaos.
The source also mentions success moments as part of the scenario flow. It wants you to visualize specific wins.
Yes. And we should dig into the vocabulary associated with that. The source lists words like proud and successful.
Why is it important to visualize specific moments? Why not just a general feeling of, I had a good day?
Because success is often too abstract. I had a good day is forgettable. It washes over you.
Right.
But a moment is something you can see. You can visualize the specific tactile sensation of closing the laptop after a finished project. You can visualize the firm handshake. You can visualize the nod of approval from a colleague.
You're creating a little mental movie clip.
You are. And by visualizing specific moments of success, rather than just the general idea of working hard, the listener reinforces the reward mechanism in their brain.
How does that work?
They get a hit of dopamine just from the visualization. It makes the reward feel real. It anchors it in time. It gives you a specific scene to play in the movie of your mind.
I see. And it's not just about getting things done. There's another phrase from the source that really stuck with me.
Which one?
It says, I am building.
Ah, yes. I am building, not I am doing.
Right. Talk about that difference.
Doing implies a task. It implies a chore. I am doing the dishes. I am doing emails. I am doing the filing.
I am doing the laundry. It never ends. It's Sisyphus pushing the rock.
Exactly. It's cyclical and draining. Building implies a structure. It implies progress. It implies long-term construction.
So even the small stuff fits into a bigger plan.
It can. Even if you are just answering emails, if you frame it as, I am building a relationship with this client, or I am building trust with my team, the psychology shifts entirely.
That's a huge mindset shift. I am doing emails is draining. I am building a career or I am building a network feels entirely different. It gives the mundane task a noble purpose.
It connects the daily grind to the bigger picture. You are laying bricks for a cathedral, not just mixing cement in a hole.
This brings us perfectly to the actual mechanics of the words being used.
Right.
I touched on it, but I want to do a deep dive specifically into what I'm calling the linguistic architecture.
I like that. The structure of the language itself, how the scaffolding holds up the mindset.
Yes, because the source provides a specific language focus. And while it lists these as vocabulary for English learners, the psychological weight of these words is heavy.
They're not just random words.
It's not just cat and dog. It's not just where's the library.
Let's list them. The key adjectives provided are focused, strong, successful, calm, proud.
Focused, strong, successful, calm, proud.
Ah.
What do you notice about that list? What jumps out?
I notice what is missing.
Oh, okay. What's missing?
Effort words, there are no words like trying, hoping, struggling, attempting, or wanting.
Oh, wow. You're right. There's no I will try to be focused.
Hmm.
There's no I hope I have a good day.
No, the vocabulary is absolute. It is affirmative. You aren't trying to be focused. You are focused. You aren't hoping to be successful. You are successful.
That is powerful. It cuts out the doubt. It cuts out the escape hatch.
It does. It removes the possibility of failure from the language itself. This is what we call absolutist thinking in a positive context.
Right, because usually that's a negative thing.
Usually absolutist thinking is bad. I always mess up. I never get it right. But here it's flipped. I'm always focused. I'm calm. You are defining your reality with zero wiggle room for negativity.
And that leads into the grammar aspect the source highlights. Future forms and vision phrases. Things like, I will wake up, I am building, and my personal favorite, I see myself.
I see myself is a bridge, is a critical cognitive tool.
How so? Why is I see myself different from I will?
I will is a statement of intent. It's logic. It's a promise. But I see myself bridges the gap between language and visualization. If I say I see myself working hard, I am forcing my brain to create a mental image. I have to conjure up the picture to finish the sentence. I have to put myself in the scene.
So it forces you to use your imagination. It activates the visual cortex.
Exactly. You are engaging more of the brain. You are engaging the sensory centers. And the source notes that the language used is slow, clear, and natural.
Yeah, why is slow important? Usually fluency is associated with speed. Oh, he speaks so fast, he must be fluent.
It's a common misconception.
We tend to rush when we are nervous.
Right. And in this context, slow lowers the barrier to entry. But more importantly, it allows the learner to focus on the feeling of the words.
Okay.
If you are rushing through complex grammar, you are thinking about rules. You are thinking about conjugation. You're in your head analyzing syntax.
Right, you're not feeling it.
You're not.
Right.
If the language is simple, I see myself. You can focus on the meaning. You can focus on the reality you are describing. You can savor it.
It's about internalizing the message, not just pronouncing the syllables, it's tasting the words.
Precisely. And the source explicitly says it is easy to listen, repeat, and practice. This is the repeater effect.
Repeat and practice. It sounds boring, like rote learning. It sounds like high school French class.
It's only boring if you don't understand the mechanism. Connect repetition to belief. If you say, I am building once, it's a sentence. If you say, I am building 50 times, it starts to become a mantra. It starts to become a belief. Neural pathways are built through repetition. It's like carving a path through a forest. The first time, it's hard. The 50th time, it's a highway.
So by repeating these phrases, the learner isn't just practicing English pronunciation. They're practicing the identity of a builder. They are reinforcing that neural pathway until it becomes the path of least resistance.
That is the ultimate goal of the source. It uses language practice as a Trojan horse for mindset training.
I love that.
You think you're learning English, but you're actually training your brain to be confident. It's sneaking past your defenses.
That is so cool. It's hacking the system. Okay, so we've gone through the morning. We've crushed the workday, calmly, of course, with our laser focus. We've built our cathedrals. Now the day is winding down. We're reaching the end of the timeline.
The evening phase, the cool down.
The source describes the end of the power day with two concepts: personal growth and reflection.
Reflection is vital here. The day doesn't just stop. You don't just pass out from exhaustion on the couch. You process what happened.
Why is that processing step so important in the context of a power day? I feel like most people skip this. They finish work and just want to zone out.
Oh, they absolutely do.
They want Netflix and a glass of wine.
And that's why they lose the progress. Reflection is the save game button.
Ah, I like that analogy.
If you have a great day but you don't take a moment to reflect on it, to say, I am proud, to catalog the wins, then the brain doesn't encode it as strongly. You lose the lesson. You played the level, but you didn't save your progress.
It seals the deal. It files the memory away in the success folder.
It does, and it connects to the source's promise. By the end, you start seeing your future more clearly. Reflection is the mechanism that clears that vision.
How so?
If you don't look back at the day, you can't see the pattern, you can't see what worked. You need that feedback loop to adjust for tomorrow.
So if we look at the ultimate result here, I'm the listener, I put on my headphones, I've visualized my morning clarity, my calm decision-making, my evening reflection. I've repeated the phrases. What is the payoff? What do I get out of this?
The source promises a dual outcome. Outcome number 1, you improve your English. You build speaking confidence. That's the functional utility. That's what you paid for.
Right. That's a sticker on the box.
But outcome number 2 is the mindset piece. You strengthen your mindset by visualizing success. You become the person who has the power day. You aren't just acting anymore.
The source concludes with a really nice phrase that I think sums this up. Develop fluent, positive self-expression.
Positive self-expression. That's it right there.
I think that's key. It's not just fluent expression. It's positive. The fluency isn't just about speed or vocabulary size. It's about the quality of the thoughts you're expressing.
Exactly. It suggests that true fluency involves being able to articulate your own success and your own value. If you can speak English perfectly with perfect grammar, but you only use it to complain about how tired you are or to doubt yourself, are you really fluent in positive self-expression? No. You are fluent in negativity. You are articulate in your own limitations.
That is a mic drop moment right there.
Yeah.
It turns the definition of fluency on its head.
Yeah.
It's not just about the words, it's about what the words do.
Yes.
So what does this all mean for us? Let's summarize what we've learned from this deep dive into 2026.
Well, we've seen that a power day isn't about magic. It's not about luck. It's about design.
Okay.
It's about designing a day that starts with clarity, moves through calm productivity, and ends with reflection.
And we've learned that the tool to get there is language. Specifically clear, positive, affirmative English.
Right.
Using words like I will, I am, I see myself. We learned that vocabulary isn't just descriptive, it's creative. It creates the reality.
And engaging in the practice of talking as if the day is real, that suspension of disbelief is what trains the brain to accept the new reality. It's dress rehearsal for the life you want.
So here is the final invitation. The source has a clear call to action. Imagine their own power day.
That's the homework.
But it's not just imagine it, it's describe it, put words to it, speak it out loud.
Because until you put words to it, it's just a daydream. It's vapor. It floats away.
It's not real.
When you describe it, it becomes a plan. When you speak it, it becomes a commitment. You make it real by giving it a name.
And that leads me to a final, slightly provocative thought to leave you with.
Okay.
We spent this whole time talking about how words like I will and I am building create a path to success in 2026. The source is very clear that the words we choose determine whether we arrive at that destination.
Right. Language is the steering wheel.
So, if that's true, to what extent are we currently sabotaging our future simply by using the wrong language? If I will builds the future, what does I might do? What does I hope do? What does I'm trying do?
That is the uncomfortable question. I'm trying creates a permission slip to fail. I might leaves the door open to quit.
Are we pushing 2026 further away just by the vocabulary we use in our daily descriptions? The source suggests that if you want the power day, you have to speak the language of the power day.
Right.
You can't speak the language of maybe and expect to arrive at the land of definitely.
You have to speak it to see it.
Exactly. You have
Yeah.
to speak it to see it. Something to think about the next time someone asks you, how are you doing? Are you just busy or are you building? Thanks for listening to this deep dive. We'll see you in the future.
See you there.